YouTube. This is Mr. Love Over Blood, Mr. Gypsy SEB himself. For once in a change here, particularly in 2020, I think it's time to hear things through a true witch's perspective. There's a lot of reactionary YouTubers, scholars, people across social media, all different platforms, you stream, you call it. However, none of them seem to actually come from the other side. They better tell you the truth and point out a lot of obvious lies. So let's go in. This is a video by WR Entertainment. It's called A Look Behind the Mask.
This is the Vanishing American. The Vanishing American hamburger. It's been getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Well, Burger King is out to save the hamburger. With the Whopper. A hamburger so big, it takes an extra big toasted bun just to hold it. And we top that with pickles and chopped onions and fresh tomatoes and crisp lettuce. The Whopper. The king-size burger you only get at Burger King. Groovy. Take the drive to Burger King.
Totally Americanized.
But now I'd like to show you the proper grip.
That's wrong. It's disrespectful, man. I had to be like in the 70s or something like that.
But now I'd like to show you the proper grip. But now I'd like to show you the proper grip. Extend the fingers of the left hand. Thumb down. Now match the fingers of the left hand with the right hand. Up and over. Now grip firmly. Relax the shoulders. Head down. And now you have the Sam Snead grip. It takes two hands to handle a Whopper. Those burgers, a big fat Burger King.
That's not any bigotry towards his character.
Meat. Soda.
You serious, bro? That's some skill if that's real, but what the hell is this, bro? It's a highly sexualized song. Wow.
Would you want to be a part of a spirit taste test?
Hell
A
no.
spirit what test?
A spirit taste test.
No, thank you. This is a very unusual experiment. And I agreed to it because it would be very unusual.
What is your name and what do you do?
So, my name is Mirza. I'm a psychic medium and what is called a trance channel. A channeler is a person who is able to leave their body and allow a spirit to step into their body and use their voice to communicate. This particular location that you've been called to, the Hotel Alexandria, has a very, very deep and powerful history.
Would you be comfortable channeling spirits to taste test the Ghost Whopper?
That's blatant disrespect.
Is a bug.
Seriously?
On avait perdu leurs traces depuis si longtemps. On raconte qu'ils avaient été dévorés. On pensait ne plus jamais les
Seems just like
revoir.
a lot of this stuff is being used as always to the media, how they like to use occultic messages inside y'all to catch the curiosity of people. You know, a lot of people don't do research.
Watch them die there. It's very similar to how we do the sacrifices that we do with the kosher butchering. And so we do that, and then we mix it with the Passover bread, and so we eat the blood of our enemies. And the bodies, we're not cannibals, so what we do is we take those, because we can make some shekels, and we give them to the slaughterhouses, and those are pounds and pounds and pounds of meat that we grind up in the sausage and the hamburger, and that's why we made those the most popular thing, sausage for breakfast and hamburger for lunch. And so all the goyim out here are really eating their children. And even when we say this outright and tell you people, you don't believe it. So that's your problem.
The person's saying that they're basically Jewish or come from a Jewish background, I call them everyone else a goyim.
For so long.
Going with that wives' tale of that urban legend about putting human meat into the patties and the different processed flesh you buy, those dead animal products that you buy. I'm a vegetarian.
The whoppers you devoured will rise from the dead. The whoppers you devoured will rise from the dead.
So he did a ritual to possess a burger and showed his transformation right there in front of me, basically.
Open the door.
Kids, let your father in the restaurant, please. Let me in!
Still serving human flesh? No.
Yes!
No. We have kind of an adventurous eaters club. We like to try new things.
Look how
Can you seat
energetic the kids
25
were.
people?
Oh, well, we might have some more human meat, but it's, $50 a burger.
That's a deal.
Really? What? Really? Great. Let's do it. Hello. Welcome. Human flesh. Right this way.
That's sad, bro. Oh, this is the opening to the show. B-roll, whatever, so I have to open it to the episode. And she's definitely enraged with rage. She's definitely enraged with animosity. The other girl must be terrified. She doesn't seem to be fighting back. What? That's blatant disrespect. It's definitely not my tribe or culture, but that's blatant disrespect. And from what I understand, Popeyes, Burger King, yeah, Tim Hortons. Everything's always owned by a handful of people, man. Wow.
In time for Halloween, Burger King says its new burger is clinically proven to give you nightmares. In a new ad that you're seeing right there, Burger King shows participants hooked up to sleep monitoring machines after eating the nightmare King
Why would you
burger.
do something like that?
They say the
Why would you
incidence of
pay
nightmares
someone?
increased
And if I understand these burgers
3.5
cost
fold,
more
right?
too,
So
because they were
Burger King
limited
says
edition.
the Nightmare King is a quarter-pound beef burger topped with chicken, cheese, bacon,
People always try to
onions,
say
and
witches
mayo,
are evil. Look what the shit that she
all
do
in
to
a
herself.
green sesame seed bun. The burger will cost you, though.
Someone in my dream turned into the burger. The burger then transformed into the figure of a snake. The burger then transformed into the figure of a snake.
Introducing that king of fun,
Definitely
the
more
one who's
old
up there
commercial.
with us kids,
70s.
the Magic Burger King!
In person,
Yay!
I'm the marvelous magical Burger King. I can do most anything. Now watch me, kids, when I twist my ring like magic.
We're the Burger King! It's my magic burger!
Bruh, he's snapping on y'all.
What is shiver in the shake? It's easy for me. I'm the marvelous, magical Burger King. I can do
Bro, put an 808 on that.
I love magic and food that's fun. So
That's where they got that face for that plastic mold. It looks just like that plastic mold. They got from a real person. So that means that they bought his likeness. That dude right there looks dead on him. Well, if you know anything about kings and queens, they're all considered monarchs. If you know what that means, they're basically like deities. They're the people that are to rule you by bloodline. It is their obligatory position in life to be on top of the hill. That's what they believe. Jeez. I wouldn't go that far, but did.
Prosecutors in New York and San Francisco are investigating the Monster beverage company. The question, is Monster marketing its caffeinated drinks to kids?
Monster and other popular energy drinks, they're facing growing scrutiny for potential health risks, especially to your kids.
Well, the data speak for themselves is that for the past couple of years, thousands of children are being admitted to emergency rooms with cardiac problems and other issues
Adults
related to
too.
drinking energy drinks. And it's going up at an alarming pace.
A 14-year-old girl, she went into a coma after drinking 2 large cans of Monster Energy and died a few days later. The official cause of death was cardiac arrhythmia due to caffeine toxicity.
Oh, that old school Spike. Hey, I used to do.
There's a gap right here in the letter M.
Okay.
It's not connected.
No.
So we go into Hebrew. The letter Vav is also a number 6. It's got a short top and a long tail.
Okay.
A short top and a long tail.
Okay.
You could have here your 666 on the can.
Okay.
But my interest is the word monster. What do you see in the O?
It looks like a cross.
There's a cross. What has Christ got to do with an energy drink, let alone the name Monster? So I thought, well, maybe it's a Christian company. On the front of the can, it
Apparently
says
not.
BFC. Do you know what that stands for?
No.
That's the F word. Big can. In fact, it's written on the side of the can. So
Can I get a look?
Yep. It's written on the 3rd line down. Biggest effing can we could find.
That's
So we
disgusting.
know that is the F word. Now, if you're not familiar with the term MILF, it's an acronym.
Okay.
MILF. It means a mother I'd like to.
Yeah.
That is on the box. MILFs dig it, and you will too.
That's disgusting.
That breaks 2 commandments right there. This is not a Christian company at all. So why would the cross be on the can? Here is the message. Antichrist. 666 in Hebrew. And then the Bible talks about the beast in Revelation. And look at Monster's ad. That is their statement. Unleash the beast. We see these M's everywhere. Hats, t-shirts, bumper stickers. Is there another agenda? If God can use people and products, so can Satan.
Yeah.
And even if we don't look at the M as an issue,
do that.
let's just say that's not even there.
Last
You cannot deny that that is a cross. And what is witchcraft? It's when the cross goes upside down.
witches ain't got nothing to do with religion or dogma or therefore having politicalized religious people. Is what it says is your Bible.
Pay attention. This is how the devil
How all of a sudden we get involved?
Thank you very
we
much,
don't
ma'am.
even believe in
Wow.
the devil.
It's amazing how something so simple as a drink can have such
Fear
evil
mongering.
intent behind it. That's Satan at work, trying to get us Christians off track with our walk with Jesus Christ. Hey, my hat's off to this lady for having the courage to stand up and fight against such a big corporation.
How
What
do you
a
go to a
strong
Hebrew
Christian.
text and then bring witches?
So let's not forget what the Bible says.
It's a
in
religious
Hosea
thing.
Chapter
It's a
4,
religious
verse
matter.
6. My people are destroyed.
The witches market. Huh? So I allude that because you're showing all this medication or these over-the-top topical herbs and remedies that you're trying to equate that has something to do with the craft. Yeah, something that we definitely have brought to light, giving people as gifts. How does that equate to being a witch's market? I don't even know. Same way that they just pasteurize and blasterize the pentagram on the O on Whole Foods. There it goes again. What's that about?
If you look at the word Panera Bread, you see, Panera Bread is a declaration. As I've told you in the past, and I'll tell you again, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but what? Against principalities and powers and the rulers of the darkness of this world and spiritual wickedness in high places. So you have to look at it like a parallel. The high places in the natural realm, the billionaires that own these companies, I would like to say all, but at least 9 out of 10 of them are Luciferians. You
What's the Baphomet got to do with that?
The majority of them are Luciferians. They have to come together and they have an agenda. And just like a Blood or a Crip or another type of gang member, they have to wear a certain color and throw a certain hand sign. They have to let you know who they rep.
You put
Well, the Luciferians do it through their music, through their restaurants, through Hollywood, through movies. They have to let you know that they have bowed their knee to Satan, to the enemy.
Real quick, I want to note that
fact.
Whoever put this together, if you notice that they're showing
But I
Whole
thank God
Foods and now
because
they're
a
showing
lot of y'all
Panera,
walk in the
I
spirit.
don't even see any symbolism or anything that
So
you
now,
could say as far as signs
what is this
or
declaration
paintings
that I
that
wanna show
attribute
you
to anything
that was
sinister, let
revealed
alone
to
anything
me?
to do with the
You
craft.
see, when you see God and when you love Christ, He will reveal the things hidden in the darkness. He declared that in the book of Daniel.
Yeah, this looks like a kind of a fear
If you look at the word
so far, bro.
Panera, it's based on 2 words. One is a name and one is a word. You have Pan, and then you have the word era. So in reality, what is Pan? This is one of the false demon gods that the witches worship. They call him the god of nature, but we ain't.
Witches, we might have Pan on our altar or something like that, but we don't. He's not a military god. We don't live in monolithic
to
or
the Son of God on that day.
that kind of monotheism.
Pan, they call him the god of nature, of the wind, of
Pan and the
he's
Baphomet
the god
are
of the
not
wild.
the same. Those are total
And
two
he's
different
also a
things from
god
2
of
different eras.
sexuality.
As well as 2 different
That's why
edifications
a
of
lot of
knowledge.
these witches will go in the woods and dance around naked, all creeped out.
That's
Remember,
not
there was
true.
a movie that came out a while back called Witch.
And that's where you
And
got
towards
that
the end of the movie, it was a goat that was actually Satan operating through the witches. You see? The devil exposes himself, but he don't care now because he knows his time is short.
Intertwine or even
So
speak
if you
about
break this word
dogma.
down, so you have the word Pan, right, which is
That's
a name. In fact,
y'all
even the
thing.
word panic
Nothing to do with witchcraft.
comes from the word Pan, right? But
Just like a
let's
witch might
get
have
deep
Pan on their
Let's
altar,
talk
they
about
might
this
also
because
have
the
Jesus
word
on their altar. They
era
might have Krishna on
means
their
what?
altar.
It's a
We
period
don't live in a
identified by some
monolithic
prominent
type
figure,
of
a prominent
viewpoint.
figure,
You
or
understand?
characteristic features. You see that? A fixed point in time from which a series of years is reckoned. So is it safe to say that Panera means the era of Pan? It's the era of witchcraft. Because Pan is a false god, and era means a period identified by a prominent figure. So really
Pan
what they're
has to go
saying
back
is
to the
this is the
Hellenistic
Pan
Jews and to
era,
the ancient Greeks.
or the era of witchcraft.
It has more to do with Druids. And Druids are not witches, and witches are not Druids.
You may not walk
That has
in the
more to
spirit.
do
You
with
might
secret
say,
societies
"Brother,
and so
words,
forth
come
and so
man, you
on.
reach
Evidently,
it,
this
bruh.
person is
I really don't care what you say.
not educated.
My job is to present the truth. What you do with it is your choice. We don't
Not
do that
speaking the
around here.
truth.
We don't
You haven't even
dominate,
shown any evidence for this video of any
we don't
proof.
force people to believe.
Said a lot of
It has
stuff, a
to
lot
be
of
with your own
blasphemous
will.
type stuff.
And not only do you believe Jesus Christ, Yeshua the Messiah, is Lord, but you also have to realize that this darkness is real. And there really is the children of the devil working behind the scenes in high places, communicating with the principalities and powers in high places. It's that simple. So now you got the Pan era, right? The era of witchcraft. And you might be like, bro, I need a little more.
This is why I need
evidence
Mr.
than this.
SCB out here
Did
so
you
you
know
can hear from a
one
witch's
of their
perspective.
biggest sellers is called the Green Goddess Cobb salad? I mean, if you're gonna be a regular restaurant, why you gotta bring gods and goddesses? Why you gotta do that then? Unless there's an agenda.
That's
You
all.
have
Something has to do
Pan
with dogma.
era, and Pan is known to be their god of nature, trees and grass.
He's a god of
and then
nature,
you got
this
a
is true.
green goddess. Clearly, there's an agenda going on. But what if I told you it's deeper than that? But in the book of Revelation, you have the mark of the beast ushered by the Antichrist, 666, right? Well, what would be the odds that if you look at the logo of Panera Bread, the woman is holding a loaf of bread like a baby? And you notice it isn't 3 regular lines like a baker would do. He would just put 3 little slits. They're 6s. Do you see it?
Told you.
How about now? 6, 6, 6.
After you added the hearts to
But
swirl.
I want to show you what they're really saying. I'll show you. Just take a walk with me. These things are being
Either way, it has
revealed to
nothing
the
to do
saints of
with
the Most High God.
witchcraft.
The Lord declared in the book of Daniel that He will reveal the things
That's
hidden in the
satanic,
darkness.
or Luciferian, you gotta
and
speak
show
to
them to
those.
His saints.
That's not my culture or my tribe.
What Panera Bread, what the Luciferians at the top are declaring through Panera Bread is this: that it is the Pan era, the witchcraft era, and they're ushering in the son of perdition. That's why she's holding the bread like a baby, and it's got 666, because bread is supposed to represent Christ or teaching, right? Because He's the bread of life. Jesus said, beware of the bread or the leaven of the Pharisees. So really what they're saying is they're declaring the birth of the Antichrist, the son of perdition, as their bread. You see, the Antichrist, all through scriptures, wherever he's talked about, he wants to be like the Most High God. He wants to be a false Christ, right? That's why he comes in peaceably. He deceives the people
You just said
to
God
think
Christ
that he's
is the
actually
same.
God, but he's the enemy. So he wants to be bread, you see? And this is what they're declaring, saints. So I'm telling you, it's real. Panera Bread is exposed as a witchcraft declaration with their little Antichrist loaf of bread in the mother's
you're
arms.
person that
Or
follows
should
the
we say
Old
the
Testament
green
and stuff
God is
like
giving
that.
birth to the
For some reason,
Antichrist?
you need to
You got the Pan
kind of
era,
get off of that real quick.
the era of the
and
witches.
talk to somebody like myself who
Why you think
represents the other
Nicolas
side.
Cage came up with that movie not too long, a
This
couple years back,
bastardization
called The
that you just
Season of
did,
the
bro.
Witch? Notice the witch movies coming
I
out.
don't even get
That
it,
one-
bro. You know, this is going on a little way too far, man. And to be honest with you, this is why Mr. SCB had to get up here in front of you and do this quick reaction video so you can see it. I know it's well past 23, going on 26 minutes or something like that now. But that's just crazy how people can go over the top. You didn't see any visual images, anything that he said in those restaurants, particularly Whole Foods. Just by him putting on a graphic there with the pentagram over the O. You saw that in the store. You never seen it in the stores. Same thing when he went to Panera. Same thing. As far as the Burger King, I guess you was on point. I don't know why people would buy a burger to be put under some type of, I don't know what that is, that they would have a nightmare. I'm not going to say spell because that's something else. Particularly if you're taking the study and you're paying for it and doing some other, that's like taking a drug, so to speak. And a lot of people don't understand, particularly who eat meat, like I did for many years. It is a drug, and it is a weapon used against you. If you don't believe me, just talk to anybody in the industry, or just take the time and look up how meat is processed. Go to these places. They are still available for you to go in and see, and talk to butchers. Talk to people who actually slaughter animals. If you haven't slaughtered an animal, you probably shouldn't be eating animals. That part. And I have slaughtered animals with these. But back to the video. This was WR Entertainment. I definitely want to thank them for the opportunity putting that out there so I could go up and give you an opinion of a witch perspective. With that, Mr. Gypsy SEB, Mr. Love Over Blood, you see that third eye permeating, and we gone.